In the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Bronco offense with Drew Lock from Missouri in charge.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They look to throw. It's locked. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So now the Chiefs go on offense in great starting field position. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
I guess we have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week.
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Callahan brings up 3rd down.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for him. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Good. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and the Chiefs are going to get a fresh set of downs.
Defensively, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 17 carries, 58 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
The 2-yard line.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Not the kind of game that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of game that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL with Clyde Edwards-Helaire with that low center of gravity and strength. He's going to get those tough.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. Flag down. Let's see if this will stand. So they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would
even
do?
know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw. And out across midfield down to the 45. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said.
Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tim Patrick, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get into the end zone?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. On the return, Corey Ballantyne. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
On the return, the Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. And going deep for Hill. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you have man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Now it's Mahomes again. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And again, it's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And they'll get this down to the 10. First catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him the 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Damn. As he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Devontae Adams. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, if you have him, you use him. Because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the 1st quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. pass will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score...
And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Chiefs 14, Broncos 7.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Edwards there.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space. It turned out to be a nice play for the offense. Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats.
Throwing the ball, get a completion.
You get a catch, but still,
No yardage. Okay. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down.
good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. 12 onwards away with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Oh, you already know.
About 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So the Broncos coming out now. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long...
Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
Complete. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed, because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
For Clyde Edwards.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to...
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Devontae Adams. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On second down, it's Gordon, and he loses the football a second time. And I think the Chiefs have it, they do. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change their luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and score. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
To kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm, meaning the sideline is protecting you? Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously the 4 points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. That's going to be caught by Jeudy. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Valentine to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down,
this is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard.
The focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them. No matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. Now Locke, he lost the football in town, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And he knocks it through. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a short kick taken at about the 16. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
We see Drew Lock and the offense coming back on. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
Mahomes now on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. Brings up a third down and 10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Mahomes to throw. And it's complete to Kelsey. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Mahomes now on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelsey, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. So some disappointment there as the field goal falls short, and we have reached the intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll kick things off with an AFC East clash in upstate New York. Buffalo hosting New England, and it's the Patriots leading that one in the 2nd quarter. Baker Mayfield, 2 touchdown passes thus far. From there, we take the trip across Lake Erie to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Rashard Higgins, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. The Vikings looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the 2nd half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Ballantyne to return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10.
Out comes Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs offense. He's enjoying a great... The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing now is Mahomes. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired, and hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. On 1st down, Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
Patrick Mahomes sacked.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Locke going to hand it off here to Gordon. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and
They've been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
KC's offense ready to take over. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the 1st down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
We'll see what his offense can do.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's looking deep for Bell, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Hey, man, let's play our game.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
Process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
A 3rd quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That one complete to Horsted. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Fighting to stay upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Patrick Mahomes sacked.
Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? And In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Block again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I know that we've seen their share of struggles, and the quarterback's been hit a few times in this game, but this one can't be put on the offensive line. They gave him plenty of time to throw the football. I think ultimately.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Watch out for Hill on the return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense and Tyreek Hill heading back out onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Mahomes going to throw. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Mahomes now to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Chiefs, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one. And oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. But now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the...
And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Joshua Dobbs taking it in. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'll probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown.
Harrison Butker to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
And from the shotgun, he'll throw. Open man, he completes it to Judy.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Locke now on first down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Noah Fant. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Shotgun snap to Locke. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Locke. Out quickly to Judy. And oh, he coughed it up. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out. Throwing on first down is Mahomes.
The throw finding its target, the tight end Horsted. That catch good for only a couple.
I think it's okay that they didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes, a quick slant to Hill. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. The catch and run good for 24 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Hill, the intended receiver once again. That'll bring up second down. Looking for Hill again. This time it's complete. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all him. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Kansas City, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the L.A. Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop.
You need a win, who need a win? That's all we do. I've been a king and I've been about mine. Never